Hey, what's up, everybody? Your boy Ghetto Greg from Punchingbagskunk YouTube channel, and we got a lot to go over today, so I gotta just keep on speeding up there. Look, we're gonna go. What are we gonna go over today? We're gonna go over to Tank Davis. Talk about his retirement. We're gonna talk about Tank Davis. We're gonna talk about him and Shakur. We're gonna talk about him and his fight coming up with Roach. We're gonna talk about Tank today. We're gonna talk about Buster Douglas. But I don't feel that Buster Douglas gets enough credit for what he did to Tyson. We're also going to talk about Tyson and Jake Paul fight because there's some new video out there circulating on the internet saying that the fight was rigged and all that. I'm going to give you my take on all of that. Your boy Ghetto Greg. But first, before we get to the intro, I want to just say thank you to Vlad TV. Punchingbagskunk was up in New York at the Vlad Studios. The legendary boxing champion Mitch Blood Green did an interview with Vlad, and Punchingbagskunk was there with him. Just want to say thank you to Evan at Vlad TV, all the other assistants, and I want to say thank you more over to Vlad. Guys, Vlad is awesome. All the assistants was awesome. Just was an awesome experience for me, Punchingbagskunk, and Mitch Blood Green. And we're going to be doing some future things with Vlad TV. So we want to say thanks to Vlad TV. Shout out, boom. Now, let's get to the show.
Everything that God put me through, I was built for it. Everything I got, it worked hard for the bills, you know it. Demon 750 rolling hard, I'ma keep short. Streets to the red carpet ride, yo, you bitch know it. The skunk destroyed, the punk to stop it. The truth is sunk, the boat nonsense. They lean and ox and fiend a little bit. The skunk is shining bright a little bit. Boy, Ghetto Greg, Punchingbagskunk.
Let's listen to the tape of Tank talking about retiring. Right, let's just listen to it.
Add a little extra motivation, him being from DC, from Baltimore, going into this fight?
Not really. Like, I've been coming to DC like for a minute since I was young, so I don't really see
Now, Tank, Roach said earlier today that, he feels like the guys that you've knocked out recently don't have a chin. What's your response to that?
We gotta test his chin out. Come off the first.
2025 playing out for you.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight? You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight? Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
There you go. Not to cut on that other nonsense off, but listen. Look, Tank ain't retiring. How can he retire? As long as there's money to be made, fighters are not going to retire. Why do you think Deontay Wilder is still hanging around and he's a shell of himself? But he still knows that somebody knows that they can still fool some of the public or his diehard fans into paying for pay-per-view, paying for him to fight again. Even though he's a shell of himself, I think he should just get out of boxing because it's almost embarrassing the way he keeps trying to stay in the limelight so he can get somebody enticed into a fight. I think he even said something about Jake Paul. But Deontay Wilder, Ghetto Greg's telling you, retire. It's becoming embarrassing. Just get out of the game. You made your money, put your money away, go. You know what I mean? Get out of the game. But Tank Davis ain't going nowhere because there's too much money to be made with him. Right now, it's a solid argument can be made that he's the face of boxing over Canelo. I know the Canelo fans don't like to hear that. Too bad. Tank Davis is pretty much the face of boxing now, and there's too much money to be made with him, so he's not retired. I don't care what he says. I don't care what he says. It's not going to happen. He's going to beat Roach because everyone knows that Roach is just put there as a sacrificial lamb to go down. Listen, Tank's my favorite fighter. Everyone knows that glove right there on my wall is autographed by Gervonta Tank Davis. He's one of my favorite fighters. Got two. Him and Virgil Ortiz are my two favorite fighters. And Roach has not a chance. Roach has about as much chance as Ryan Garcia had, and Rolly Romero had, which is none. They're not facing Tank. They're not putting the fighters in front of Tank that he needs to fight. And I'm saying this as a fan of him. He's my favorite fighter. But they're not giving him. They're squandering what could be greatness because the money. That's why I tell you guys a long time ago, the money's gonna ruin the sport because people, you don't have to achieve anymore. You just have to have a good story, a good backstory, a good, you have a good persona. Like you gotta have a good something, and that's all you really need now. It's all smoke and mirrors now. No substance behind it. So they're gonna keep feeding sacrificial lambs like Roach Storm for him to knock out and keep making money. And the real die-hard fans know they should be fighting someone, including me. Should be fighting. We know who we should be fighting. I don't really think, and I said I was going to touch Shakur Stevenson. I'm not one of them guys that think Shakur Stevenson got a shot. I think Devin Haney got a better shot at beating Tank Davis than Shakur Stevenson. I just don't like Shakur Stevenson. At least Devin Haney, being a boxer, he'll sit in the pocket and go with you. But Shakur Stevenson is anti-fighting. He's all boxing. He's a boxer, not a fighter. And great fighters are boxers. Like Sugar Leonard was boxers and fighters. I think Shakur Stevenson, he got the boxing down. He just don't get the fighting down. He's not ready for warfare. And I think to be a great legendary champion, where they're gonna remember your fights forever. They're never gonna remember that slap boxing stuff that you did 2 times in a row. Should be unforgivable, but the boxing public today doesn't care about nothing. They just forgive idiots. Well, I don't call them an idiot, but they just forgive people for nothing. Look, them kind of tragedies happened in boxing in the 70s, and he'd be run out of town. He won't even get any more fights. But today's boxing game is a different animal. He doesn't have a shot against Tank. Tank will walk him down, track him down, eventually track him down and knock him out. That's what happened to Shakur Stevenson if he fights Tank Davis. All that running around is going to look. See, what happens is when Tank get on Shakur Stevenson, he's going to run so much that it's going to look ridiculous. It's going to look like really like fear. You know what I mean? So that's what that, and anyway. So he beat Shakur Stevenson. Where we at, man? He's going to beat Roach. He will beat Shakur Stevenson, and he's not going to retire. All right. That's what I have to say about Tank Davis. Now, we talk about Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas does not get enough credit for what he did to Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson, and when I say iron, because he ain't iron no more, but back in 85, 86, he was Iron Mike Tyson. Buster Douglas beating him, I don't think people give him enough credit. Again, remember I talked about lifting up and keeping people lifted up? Buster Douglas should be immortalized behind that win. That was unheard of. I personally think that it was the motivation of his mother, and I'm not speaking in a negative way. I'm saying this in an inspirational kind of way. I think that he was inspired by his mother. We all heard the story. His mother, and he inspired him. It would inspire me. And I think that he just didn't care about Tyson. I mean, he didn't care who he was. Anyone in the ring with Buster Douglas that night is losing to him. I don't want to say Ali would, but I'm saying, he would beat almost anybody on the planet that night because he had what sent him was not going to be beat. You know what I mean? So, but I don't think he gets enough credit for that. I think, Tyson's still getting credit, even though he's been knocked out like I don't know how many times. Teddy Atlas beats him up all the time. And sometimes I gotta say, well, Teddy Atlas might be onto something here. I don't want to beat him up too bad, but I think Teddy Atlas is onto something. I mean, Tyson failed a lot of tests when he didn't have the advantage of being the bully, when he didn't have the advantage of being the guy that people are afraid of. When if someone wasn't afraid of him, he lost. I mean, just say what it is, Van Holyfield. I mean, there's some evidence there. So I'm not trying to take away from his legacy. Fuck Mike Tyson. He took away from my boy Mitch Green's legacy. So yeah, fuck Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? So anyway, Buster Douglas, man. When you see this video, I want to say, man, Punchingbagskunk, Ghetto Greg for Punchingbagskunk. Just salute out to you. And you're always gonna have that salute as far as I'm concerned, because what you did was extra special. All right, but people just not lifting, just not acknowledging it for some reason. You know what I mean? They're not acknowledging it. Buster Douglas did something phenomenal, and I think he should be saluted and more respected for what he did to Mike Tyson, the prime Mike Tyson. The Tyson that my boy Mitch Green went the distance when everyone else was running and getting knocked out. All right. So I think Tyson's overrated. I just gotta say it. I think Mike Tyson is overrated. He's just overrated. All right. Let's get to the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Jake Paul, I'm gonna go quick on this one. There's this people are saying there's a video out there with Jake. Matter of fact, let's hear what Jake said. Hold on. Let's hear what Jake said.
Is it true you made $90 million from this fight? Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight? I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever. But what are you gonna buy with the money?
Probably a ranch. There's no response to the reaction of the Tyson fight. I quite frankly didn't look at it. You know, like, what do I care that people have to say about anything that I do? If anyone in my life has something to say, they'll text me. And if you don't have my number, then I don't give about you. So all the texts were best event ever, incredible, you're the face of boxing, all of these things, record breaking, love, and that's all I care about. I mean, that's the landscape we're in, is like everyone just trying to talk and peacock and jockey for their position. But
well, anyway, you get the picture. Look, I just gotta say a couple things about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. First thing I want to say is that Jake Paul needs to be commended. All right, he needs to be commended because he carried Mike the last 2 rounds. I watched it, so you can say whatever you want. I got a keen eye on these things, and he carried him. I know, because I was hoping that Mike Tyson didn't get knocked out. Ask my wife. I was saying, this don't knock him out. And not because Mike Tyson is a great fan of mine, it's just that I'm a fan of boxing. And I didn't want Jake Paul, who's primarily a YouTube nerd, boxing. You just heard him say it's on Box Record. I didn't want him to knock Mike Tyson out. It was almost like boxing against YouTube. Like, it was almost like traditional boxing against new school boxing. I just didn't want that to happen. I didn't want him to get knocked out. So, but I commend Jake Paul because I know he could have knocked him out the last 2 rounds. I know he could barely stand up on that leg. He wasn't throwing any punches. I know if Jake Paul would have put the heat on, he would have stopped him, and he didn't do it. I know that's on purpose. I don't care. I don't think it's fixed. I just think that Jake Paul needs his hat tipped to him for having the, I guess, class to not destroy this guy who was iconic in the boxing game. I think he needs to be applauded for that. Also, after the fight, when Jake Paul, the words that he said, he's bowing, he really paid homage to the fight game. So listen, I've never been anti-Jake Paul anyway. You can go home. I got plenty of videos. Go on my archives. You probably can find it where I talk. I defend Jake Paul. I've defended him on many occasions. Even when 2 or 3 years ago, when people was beating the hell out of him, I got videos where I was defending him, saying, "Hey, this guy's good for boxing. Getting fight, he's paid. He's what can you say?" But I had fans of my Punchingbagskunk YouTube channel in my comments trying to give it, give to me, like, "We're really good." Hey, unsubscribe, jackass. I told you a long time ago, I don't do these videos for let me get this right. I don't make videos where I'm gonna get pressure from any fan or anybody. I'll rather talk what I want to talk to 10 people than have 100,000 like Fanon that I gotta follow a narrative. I'm gonna beat up Terrence Crawford. I'm gonna beat him up all the time because my fans don't like her. You're never gonna see me do that. What I'm gonna say is the truth. I'm never gonna be swayed by my fans or by anybody, by media, by nothing. I'm gonna say it like it is, and I'm gonna stand on that. All right. Anyway, I guess that's it. That's the show, guys. Went a little longer than I thought. I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of stuff. I just want to say thanks for everybody supporting Punchingbagskunk YouTube channel. I want to say thanks for supporting the Punchingbagskunk Facebook group. I want to say thanks everybody for supporting the Punchingbagskunk Instagram, the Reddit, the Pinterest, the Twitter, everywhere. The Punchingbagskunk brand is everywhere. I want to real quick give a shout out to my boy Ben Doherty in England. Getting ready to get together and get some projects done over there. I want to give a shout out to all my moderators on the Punchingbagskunk Facebook group. You guys do an awesome job. What else? What else am I forgetting here? I think that's it. Hey, your boy Ghetto Greg. He's out.